Hello, everyone. Let me, excuse me. Let me pull up so I can see the live on here. Turn this down. Okay, because I was listening to some music. So obviously I'm not home. I'm traveling, which some of you know. So I'm not sure. Hopefully it won't be too noisy. Okay, get my water. Take a drink of water. Okay, so how is everyone doing? Just doing a little check-in. I know the past couple days, let me move this chair over. Sorry. The past couple days have been a little bit, it's been a lot of releasing. And I know, I think it was Jillian had posted she watched the replay and just zonked out, that kind of thing. I was actually, rewatching one of the days or evenings, whatever. Excuse me. And I actually did the same thing where I was listening to it. And, because I run alignments and do all these things for myself. And that's one of the things that, by doing these meditations and putting together things and, recordings or teaching some coping skills, those kind of things. I do all these on myself. Like I'm attuned to if I'm running Sacred Soul alignments, I'm attuned to the alignments. I'm attuned to Reiki. I'm Reiki master. I'm certified in the NLP, right? So I run these for myself as well for my own healing. And I guess I didn't realize I'm listening to it and then I completely, went into healing, releasing mode myself, fell asleep. I kind of woke up a few hours later and I was like, whoa, that was I just listened to my recording and had a massive up level. So that's good. And so I know that there is a lot of healing going on. And sometimes I don't know how to explain it, but I'll start feeling something very strongly. And I know that somebody's watching one of the healings, they're going through all the things. And so I'll just kind of put out there to separate their energy from mine, but I can still hold space, right? So I'll hold space. And then I had an interesting, I'm in all the feels. So I had an interesting thing happen on the drive here too, because I'm about 5 hours north of where we live. And all of a sudden I felt like I started crying in the car. And I was like, okay, this is kind of weird. Am I still releasing from what I listened to last night? And I look over and the oncoming, not traffic, but the other lane, right, was a funeral procession that was coming by. And I looked up and saw it and I was like, oh, okay, so that's where we're at right now. So just a reminder that I don't know, there are a lot of practitioners that watch this. There are a lot of people who have other modalities or have things that they do for their own energetic boundaries. A lot of empaths, as empaths, we learn that we need to have kind of protections in place. I like to say boundaries. Protection seems more like it's when you're still kind of in the fear space, I guess. So anyways, just a reminder that while you're doing this healing work and while you're releasing, you are going to feel a lot, but we're also in a collective. You're also out in the real world. And as you're kind of vulnerable and opened up, make sure that you are setting your boundaries for your space and your healing space and not taking on other people that might be attracted to what you're doing. As you're raising your vibration, it does attract other energies, other people, like consciously and subconsciously, right? And then just for those of us that are, well, not just for us, but not everyone follows astrology. For those that are all up in the astrology with the retrogrades, and I did post a few things that were going on in June with the planets and the eclipses and the solstice. And these are all major energy shifts that go on along with all the planets. So just a reminder that this is a really, really big time where how I would phrase it is like the universe is basically supporting you and telling you, like, you need to release this. If you're ready to release it, right? If you're ready, you have your autonomy. If you're ready to release it, this is the time, right? This is a really supported time. Like I said, I was planning on, well, I never would have been like, hey, I'm going to run a program during Mercury retrograde, because last time I didn't, right? I ran it, it was either right before or right after. I didn't even do it in the post, or the 2 weeks before after, right? I was like, no Mercury retrograde. But this time I was going to run it before, and I had it set to do, like, in my schedule, and I had scheduled around it. And then I just got the information, and then things just kept showing me like, no. And then it was like June 1st. And I'm like, we're going to be in retrograde. And the first thing I heard immediately was like, absolutely you are. And that's why this needs to happen now. Like it's whatever, the stars are aligning, like whatever phrase you want to use, right? Right now is perfect for the work that you are doing and that is happening with this series that's going on right now, right? So we're releasing negative emotions, limiting beliefs, and really bringing in and filling yourself up with what you want, right? We're breaking cycles, so you don't have to keep doing this again. So like the next eclipse, isn't going to be about the same stuff. You're not going to have well, hopefully you won't have the same exes texting you, right? Yeah, no, the X thing is real. Like, I literally don't usually get I pretty much have cleared up all my ex relationship energy, which is amazing. It took a while, but like, I literally do not have an ex, or whether it was a long-term relationship or just a short-term, whatever it is. I don't have like, not one that I'm like, oh, or like it's I'm good, right? Like I'm cleared, I'm single, I'm okay with being single right now. Like I'm not, whatever. So I thought it was kind of funny. The other morning I woke up and I had like one of the most lucid, real dreams. One of those where you wake up in your room and you're like, like what? And let's see, my daughter's 11, she's about to turn 11. Yeah, so my ex from like 11 years ago in the dream very much was like, hey, I moved into town and I'm going to stay here. And I was like, what are you doing in my house? And why do I have all these roommates? Like, where are all my children? So yeah, so the retrograde sneaks up on you. But thankfully, there's been no real life contact. So, okay. So today, like I said, I wanted to check in with you, make sure you're drinking water. I don't think I've drank so much water in my life, even though I probably say that every time I do a major healing cycle or up level. Drink the water after this. I am going to soak in a bath of salt from driving, and I was getting the house, finishing cleaning the house and organizing the house before I left, then just getting organized for this and the event and whatever. So soak in some salt. If you want to be easy with yourself, have some fun, do something for yourself this weekend. I'm really excited about all the healing that's going to be happening this weekend that I get to be a part of. I'm very, very grateful. And I'm excited. The energy feels good. And one of my friends, another healer here in Kansas City, excuse me, she was watching the replay and she was commenting on it, and she mentioned, I actually had forgotten, I apologize, that I had said about this technique. We learned how you can make every room your own. And so I went to a school in San Diego that I mentioned quite a few times, and I did link it in day one's video under her comments. Intuitive Insights, or no, School of Intuition, San Diego. It's Intuitive Insights is the name of the school, and you can Google Intuitive Insights San Diego. Intuitive Insights San Diego School of Intuition is the actual name of it. But I was going to this like super amazing, esoteric, sustainable community. And me and one of my really good friends at the time, and we met another member, and she was like, oh, I went to this psychic school. It was really amazing. They have these clairvoyant classes, da, 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 da. And we were like, oh, what's this? And so we ended up taking all the classes and doing all the things, and it was amazing. And every month we would do readings for the public. And they would come in and and they still do this. Actually, they do virtual now too. So if you go on there, you can do this. If it's your first time, then the reading is free. If it is like you're a return person, just to get like I think they're 15-minute readings, there's the donation basis. And then I helped out with women's intuition. I don't know, gosh, it's been so long. But anyways, when we went through teachers and leaders, and when they're teaching you how to hold space for classes, and for the energy and all the things, they give you all these cool tools and techniques. And I will say, since I mentioned in the comments, I don't always talk about like nobody wants to hear my long list of like all the things I can do. But then sometimes I think that maybe people do, because it is, I do have an interesting background, I guess, in this this space. The thing for me is with like, I use these have become such a part of my life throughout the years, and I used to, I've always been in social work as a career. And so I never, like I was with the school, I did readings with the school. When I taught with the school, like the intuition school in San Diego, like it was all like, my volunteer time, basically. Like I wasn't, charging, or, it's not like that. Right. And at one point I did look at like, maybe doing some readings at one of the local shops. And then, like I said, like I work in the field that I work in with foster youth, homeless. As soon as your salary, which a lot of us know in social work, you are working 40 hours, but like it's like working 60 to 80 sometimes, whether you're physically working that much or just the energy of it, of what your day's like. So I would do energy exchanges, or I guess they'd be reading exchanges, not energy exchanges, but readings with other people that were friends of mine that I met at the school, like read relationship questions. And I had a friend that was looking at getting pregnant. So I was doing a lot of work with her. And I was a surrogate at the time, actually, myself. And so she would do a lot of healings with me. And so that's what I mean by exchanges. So it wasn't like any money exchanges. It was always just other readers and other healers. And I, doing things for each other. I'd have a friend who was going through something, and I'd run energy. And I've helped with court cases. Some of those stories are like, what? And missing persons. I would fall under the category as a psychic medium. Like I said, I mentioned before, I have all the clairs. Pretty strongly when I'm doing readings, it's more than one that's coming in. So I've read people And I usually see certain things, which I don't feel comfortable sharing right now, but there's certain things that I see that I know now. When I first started reading, things would pop up and I'm like, I'm not going to say that. Or yeah, I would. And then, of course, it resonated with the person. They would always be like, oh, wow, that's what? Like, how do you know? Like, um, that's so and so or whatever. And then there's been some things that, I didn't realize their situation at the time. I was just reading and sharing what I saw with the person. And I've read people that were getting ready, that were terminally ill and getting ready to transition over. And it it was actually interesting when I've done a couple now where I didn't know, and just with the reading that came up, um, there's been a couple times where I've done a reading and then I'm like, yeah, I don't know, like, yeah. So, and those it's not like I call the person, I'm like, so I saw, that's usually means, everybody has their path. And for whatever reason, I was shown what I was shown and was giving them the information. And, it's your choice when you get the information from any reader or healer. If you what you do with it, if it resonates, and how you're going to use it. I've had readings before where I was like, I absolutely, I know the information was given to me because this was the present time, the question I asked, this was the path I was on, but it also giving that information was giving me, my autonomy and my self-determination to go, hey, that isn't the path I want to go on. Universe, how do I switch it? And then I can do, and you can do this as well. Sorry. Anytime you get a reading or healing from someone, or even when stuff comes up in this healing work, and this is what this is about today is empowerment. You can make the choice to say, you know what? I don't want to go down this path anymore. I don't want to keep doing the cycle anymore. I don't want to have these people in my life anymore, or I don't want the energy the way it is now, like, let's change it. And I can sit and say, okay, universe, and I probably do this daily. I'm like, all right, universe, this is what I want. How do I make that happen? Or this is what I want cleared up. These are resources. This is my final destination that I can see now, right, in this present time, because like I always say, the final destination might actually be better than you can imagine it. And that's obviously okay too, right? Is there a glare? There's probably a glare. I just don't wear my glasses. So you have the power to, no matter what the healer reader says, if you sit down and you have someone tell you that, they're they're a psychic reader and this is, set in stone, or you're cursed for life, or, give them $600 to like fix it or whatever the thing is. And I've sat down in those chairs where someone, didn't know that what I do, right? Because I go and see my own readers and stuff too. I always talk about this. Everybody does. Because sometimes I can't read my own stuff. And plus you just want an outside opinion. I'm a very team oriented person, right? So getting a second opinion is a common thing, right? Throwing stuff on the whiteboard and bouncing around ideas, or processing your thoughts or your path with another healer, reader, friend. You're asking the universe for answers, and then this person pops into your experience. Ask your questions, right? Usually before reading, I will have probably usually about 1 to 3 questions, unless I have that one specific that I called my reader for. And I will say, okay, universe, this is what the information that I'm looking for out of this reading. And then anything else that you want to give me, obviously I'm very open to. And then there's almost every time I've had a reading, if I do that first, as soon as I sit down and she, or whoever it is, starts reading, they're giving me the answers and I haven't even asked the question yet. You know what I mean? Like I could just be like, oh, I'm asking about career or whatever it is. And all this other information, maybe the other 2 questions that I didn't had a chance to ask yet. So the universe answers, you just have to ask. And that can be, if you resonate with the word prayer, intention setting, journaling, just talking. I talk out loud to the universe all the time. So, okay. Okay, so I'm sorry, I'm looking at my notes. Okay, so today's about renewing your relationship with you. It's about empowerment. And with this, we are going to, obviously, I'm traveling in like t-shirt and hair up stuff, but it's fine, right? We're going to set the room. And I think we should probably do the heart accretion first. Because that would be that's how I do my grounding and healing work. And that's what I would do. And on the way here, I was running some clearing and some intention setting for, the room, the space already. But I can teach you a few kind of my go-to. I usually bring chunks of tourmaline and quartz, but I keep leaving them, like I'll put them like right by the front, the entrance door or whatever in the little corner. And I always forget them and leave them. So this time I just kind of I have some selenite and stuff with me, but we're just going to set the room. And then you can use oils. I have a few sprays that I use, like sage sprays, Palo Santo. I have a couple that I got at the Colorado Springs. And I cannot remember, that's over there, but I can't remember the name of it. The woman that her brand, but I bought like a set of 3 sprays, and they're all for like helping set space because I forgot my sage spray at the event, and I always spray my table. Sometimes if I have a heavier reading, and this is something for the rest of you as well, if you're doing some heavier work, just having like a spray with intention, that's set for intention. Some of them I get some from Sage Goddess. I get some from a place called The Elemental here in Kansas City. And they'll have like crystal chips in them. And the person might have infused them. I'll infuse them. So when I spray them, I will help either clear a room. I have some to spray to set intentions for healing. There's a couple blends from Young Living that I really like. Valor and it's not forgiveness. I mean, I do like forgiveness, but there's a couple other ones, and they're in their, I think it's in their feelings kit. There's a couple blends that I really resonate with, that I'll make little sprays for, and I'll have them in the car, make little rollers, and have them with me that way as well. So you can do that. And then of course I always wear today I have on Ocean, where's the camera? Ocean Jasper and Labradorite. And it's very abundance with the Ocean Jasper. And it just feels very like safe and loving. Right? Okay. All right, so let's do heart accretion first. Okay. Okay, so go ahead and just take some breaths. If you need to drink some water, I'm going to do that before I start. You can just feel settled in your chair, your bed. I mean, you could be outside in the grass. It's still daylight, right? We're just going to take a few cleansing breaths in through the nose. And just release, just exhale. And, I always like to put my hands down, let the blood rush down, let the shoulders relax. And just feel my body relax and settle into where I'm at. So as you feel your body relaxing into your space, go ahead and start making your connections. You're going to drop down into your heart and see that pink light. pink light of love and compassion. See, feel, or imagine this light for you. We're going to send this pink light down, all the way down. Just follow the spine, all the way down to the layers of the earth, through the layers of the earth, all the way to the center, to the crystalline core. We're going to anchor in the golden heart of Gaia. Really connect with that golden energy of abundance and power and strength and growth. And as you anchor in, we're going to bring that gold energy back up through all the layers, up through the Earth Star chakra, the feet chakras, the legs, the hips. We're going to anchor into the base of the spine, the root chakra. As we anchor into the lower chakras, we're going to bring it up into the heart and mix with even more of your pink light in the heart. Just going to take a breath. Just breathe. We're going to take this energy all the way up through the layers, all the way up through the higher self, connecting with the I am, the divine aspect of you. I'm going to keep going up through all the dimensions to the very edge of all that is. And we're going to anchor in with the heart of Creator, that iridescent light, the highest love, the highest vibration, your source, your God, your divine. When you feel anchored in, let's bring that iridescent light down and just bring it all the way down back into your higher self. Just anchor in to your heart, to the higher heart, and the mind to the higher mind. We're going to bring it down into the soul star chakra above the crown, and into the crown and the third eye, and watch them widen. Start spinning clockwise in the front and counterclockwise in the back to release. Excuse me. We're going to bring them through the ears and the throat, through the communication chakras, and back down into the heart. And here we're going to form the rose gold light and watch it expand. And as it expands, it just goes and flows all through you, down the arms, out the hand chakras, down the legs, out your feet, expanding out into the layers of your aura, to the layers of all your bodies, the astral, the etheric. And it forms this perfectly It forms a perfect sphere around you, 12 feet out, surrounding you in your rose gold light that you are in the center of. You are safe and you are loved, and where your healing is anchored into just you. And go ahead and anchor this into the center of the earth, to your anchor spot. Feel grounded and connected. And here's kind of where I like to start. And what I'll do is, if I'm in a space, or if I know I'm going somewhere, whether it's, staying at a hotel, or staying at, or going to the store, going to an event, whether I'm being as a reader or just going there to attend. And I'm being as simple and literal, because there are questions. Well, what if it's just a friend's house, or what if I'm outside, or it's literally anywhere. I've been like, when I paused a minute ago, my ears started ringing, like I couldn't hear, actually. They were so loud. So I was pausing for a minute. Um, but when that happens, as soon as that happened, what I did is I just expanded my space even more, right? So what I mean is, if you're somewhere, maybe you haven't set the space, you're just going somewhere, and maybe something like that happens, your ears start ringing, or you start feeling anxious, or whatever it is, you're feeling it in your body, you're getting an intuition kind of something's in my space, this is my energy kind of thing. You are able to, wherever you're at, do any of these things. So there's times, I'm just walking around Target and I'm like, okay, I'll feel something, or just know like someone passed me, or like earlier with the funeral procession, right? I can just drop into my heart space, put the rose gold around me. Like I always picture the cosmic egg, kind of my own cosmic egg around me, my perfect sphere, and I set my boundaries. And then there's a couple things that you can do that I've learned for your own, for you, right? At my intuition school, we learned it's called the body of glass, and it's literally what it sounds like. Just picture yourself. And what I like to do as well, is I talked about having kind of like the snow globe around. It's the same concept. If anything, just picture yourself as like having like a glass armor around you, and if anything is coming at you, it would literally just be like hitting, like if when a bird flies, it's a terrible example actually. I don't know, when something hits a window and just kind of like, slides down or whatever. It's that same concept. And then what you can do, and we work with roses a lot, as I've mentioned in a few of these, the rose is one of the highest vibrations, right? And is used all across cultures, all across religions, belief systems. Roses are, as a collective, there's been so much energy with the roses and what they represent, that they really have this high vibration. So what you can do is just picture in your mind's eye, right? Like a long stem rose, and it doesn't necessarily matter what color. Usually a lighter color could be a white rose, that sort of thing. For this kind of practice, if you want to have it that literal, you can. But it's literally just taking a rose, or you can take like, a dozen roses, how many ever, 3 roses. And as you're putting yourself in the body of glass, you can take these roses and literally just clean yourself off with them, right? You're setting the intention that anything that doesn't belong to you, or anything that's trying to enter your space, and as I'm doing it, like, as you can see, anything trying to enter your space, or, not yours, not wanted, is literally just sticking to these roses, right? And so it's a good thing to have a lighter color if you're a visual person that wants to see the color, like a white, and then you can see, oh, there's like purple or something, and you're picking it up and you're seeing it go on to the rose. So it just depends on how you see, feel, or imagine your tools and your healing. But I'm very visual in the healer tool, right? And then you can also do that. It doesn't necessarily have to be just your body, like the body armor of glass for you. I can do this for my room, right? So I can just picture 4 walls of glass around the room, like kind of on the outside of my actual walls. And what I like to do as well is go all the way up to the creation connection, right? And then all the way down to the center of the earth, to the heart of Gaia connection. And so I'm literally in, like, my entire space is connected, just as my heart space is connected, because I'm always connected. Like, you're always connected, right? You're always connected. Just when you drop into the heart, you're going into that space with more intention, right? And more healing. And some of us have been out of our heart space for so long, that then when we start going into it, we need to do it intentionally, right? So you might need to do it. That's why I say listen to the recordings. And then it gets easier as you notice the past couple of days. I've been running, I'm not doing it the complete longer verbatim connections, you can listen to day one if you want the longer version, right? But for time, and I'm trying to help show you that, or I am showing you that you can do this, like this, and you can still feel the same, have that intention, have the intention for an entire room. Okay. So you take your rose, your sticky rose, and let's say I'm going to sweep the room, get anything that was in here that doesn't resonate with me now. Actually, I'm going to take a few roses. I'm going to do all the walls, and you can just see this being done. You could use your hands, whatever you want to do. You could actually walk and, go through the room that you're in, right? Let me breathe for a second. Okay, so I'm just gathering everything up into the roses. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take these roses. Oh, this isn't good. My computer's going to die. What you're going to do is you're going to take these roses and you are going to just throw them out somewhere. Just see them go. I like to see them over the ocean, over the big bodies of water, and they just explode, right? Just like as if you were to see fireworks or something small that just kind of and just goes into dust, and they just explode. They're gone. They go into the earth. They're absorbed. Oh, excuse me. That sort of thing. So I might have to switch. Which do I have left? Or I might just have to start this again and do 2 lives for tonight. Because I think the laptop might go out. Also, what else do I do? So, and then there's alignments with the Sacred Soul alignments and Sacred Light, the White Seamless Suit that I run, or I could run for other people if they're having issues, clearing their house, being in their space. I'm attuned to them so I can run them for myself and my family, and when I'm doing readings. And the White Seamless Suit, I associate it there is a write-up for it, but I associate it to the body of glass as well. There's not roses involved. It's more of I just kind of see it like an armor as well. And the energy runs and holds the space. One of the other things you can do is, and it's a rose again. So you're sitting in the room, especially if you're going to run a class or anything. And it doesn't matter if it's a virtual class or a actual classroom, right? Or you're going to do a speaking event, whatever it is, courtroom, anything where you want to be you want the room, you want to own the room, right? I love this one, honestly. I do this a lot. Okay. And as I'm saying this, because we get asked this a lot, and just so you know, it doesn't matter how many people are in a room. When you set your space, you're setting it for you. We could have 20 people in this, 5 people, whatever, in this room, right? All doing this exact same activity or skill, tool, I'm not really sure what to call it. We could all have all of us setting space for ourselves. And because, 5D, there's time and space, this is a concept we make as humans, right? Everybody will have that space for themselves, right? And however that person wants to set it, that's how they're setting it. Okay, so one of the things you can do is, I'm closing my eyes because that's how I do it. So I see the room, and you can see a long stem rose, right? And this is a giant rose, bigger than you. And it's in the middle of the room, and the stem goes all the way into the center of the earth, right? So it can be as wide as you want it. I would suggest it a little bit wider, not like a really thin, because you really want it to be grounded in. This is your rose, right? And then you have the big rose. Like I said, I always see the iridescent connection with Creator when I'm setting space. I like the above and below connections. And then you can set the color of the rose. And this would be specifically for the energy you want to bring in. So if you're, you want to bring in some, rose gold, you want to bring in some white light, you want to bring in maybe some blue or some light lavender for a calming space, something that's inviting to other people. And you can have, you can have this these colors coming into the rose. And as you're doing it, you're pulling in the four corners of the room with these colors into this rose, right? So I don't know how to explain this. So when I see the rose, I see the colors connected to the four corners, whether they're going in and out. Okay, so I'm not sure if it was still running or if it just popped up again. Let me see what happens on here. Okay, so I'm not quite sure if this is going to be a continuation or if it's a whole nother live stream. I won't know until I'm done. Okay, so let me put this here. Oh, wait, hold on. And then, okay, well, we are live again. Okay, so as I was saying, as we'll finish up with the space, is you pull the four corners of the room into the rows, and usually I'll see my rows spinning clockwise, right? And really getting these energies moving, setting the space, the energy I want for the class, the people I want to be involved. Um, whether it's, you can do this for, phrases like ideal clients, students, guests, your audience, just people in general. I know this sounds kind of not nice, but like if you want to go to a party or something, or you want to go out, restaurant, bar, whatever, and you just don't want to deal with negativity. Oh, okay, so that just happened. Awesome. Let me turn this off really quick. This is amazing. Okay, so we're just, taking it on the road. So anyways, I will share that when we went, and I don't know if I shared this on live or not prior, but when I went to the Colorado Springs event, and it was the 3-day event that happened a few months ago, the energy was really off, and it was almost darkish, right? And me and the healers that were next to me and stuff too were just kind of like, there was more than one of us that were just like, this is not usual, this is kind of weird. There wasn't a lot of like a lot of the readers weren't necessarily reading, which normally when you do events, the healers and readers, like we always have like you sometimes there's people that don't get healing and readings because there's just not enough time for as many people as sign up, or someone signs up and then they wander off and then someone else jumps into place. I mean, you literally are like back to back where you have to go, hey, I need a break. Like I have to go to the bathroom, or can I go to drink some water, or I'm going to eat lunch. But it's pretty much nonstop, right? And you're holding space like that for like, I don't know, 6 hours, 8 hours, depending on how what day it is and how long the readings are. Well, the first day was a little bit shorter. It was a little bit strange. And I was like, oh, it's evening, no big deal. Well, then I found that magical labyrinth, which was so magical. And then Saturday, the energy was so off. And some of the readings were really intense. And I was like, okay, universe, like this isn't like something's going on, right? The reason there were a few healers and readers and I talking were like, this isn't normal. Like the energy's off, like something's going on. So, I asked the universe, like I said before, right? So I go, and it's so funny is I drove out of the city a little bit because the gas was cheaper, right? And I noticed this as I was driving in or driving around the night before. And so I was like, oh, I need to go to that gas station, right? Where the gas was cheaper. Well, I ended up not realizing it, but getting off on the wrong exit. And I ended up literally, like right as you get off the exit is the plaza where that magical labyrinth was, because it's in the shopping plaza. There's posts about it if you want to check it out. But anyways, so I was like, okay, thank you. Like, obviously, like we're back here for a reason, right? So I sat in the car because it just snowed. I had driven in a snowstorm for the Colorado Springs show. That was a whole resistance thing, right? But I literally sat in my car and I brought in the energy of the labyrinth. I brought in some sacred light tools, some sacred soul alignments, and my different techniques that I just have embodied that I use, like setting space. And what I did and what I was drawn to do was I saw the building, right? The building that we were in as a venue. And it was interesting because I ended up seeing myself above it, kind of like yesterday when you float above your timeline, right? So you're looking down at it. And I was looking down and I could like it's me. So I'm like seeing my hands. And all I did was connect the entire venue with the highest vibration, right? The heart of creator and the heart of Gaia. And I just put out there for anyone who wants to accept the healing and to be in the healing, in a space of healing and highest vibration and love. This is what I'm setting my space for and what I'm setting this venue for. And if you want to accept that, you can accept that, right? Because you can literally give anybody a healing. I would go to work and do this and be like, even before I'd be going to work, I knew we were going to have a busy day or a stress day. And I would literally just say, okay, anybody that I have contact with today, anyone that comes into our building, anyone that comes in for services, everybody that works there, if you choose to accept the healing, we're setting this space for highest vibration, for your highest vibration of healing and love, right? So there's no, like, you're not doing something against someone's will. They can energetically, they can say no. And I'll get into that in a second. They can, energetically accept it. You'll see like the whole day will change at work. It's crazy. Right. So I did this the night of the venue and I saw myself like basically giving like a healing to this venue space. Right. And anybody who wanted to accept it and to myself. And I made these connections. I really reset the space because I had already set my four corners basically of my booth space because I always do that. What I just showed you guys earlier that I did with the room and the body of glass, I do that everywhere, especially if I'm setting space for reading and I'm around other healers and readers and a bunch of people are coming to me because I usually attract the people that are trying to clear trauma out of their space. And people come to readers, they're, intense, like, should I stay with this person? I'm going through a divorce, I don't know what to do with my life, like all these things, right? And it's more intense energy. So I always make sure I set my space, make my connections, body of glass, use my roses, the whole deal, right? These are things I do that I don't even like. When I mentioned it, I didn't realize like I do this naturally because I've been doing it for so many years. So anyway, so I do the venue, and then this is where it gets kind of fun. And I'm telling you, this isn't imposing. Obviously, I'm not doing anything to anybody else, right? Everybody has autonomy, free will, and I'm setting a space for love and highest and best good, right? So that's absolutely coming from a place of highest and best good and love. So I've had people, when it comes to work, I've had people cancel appointments. I've had people not show up. I've had people, I had this spray. I would do this for work. And I had a spray, like I had this thing that was, the intention was for that, like to keep, negativity out of my office. And people would like stop at my door, and I would just be like, on my computer, kind of like, oh my gosh, are they gonna come in? I hope they don't come in, like whatever. And then they would literally just stop. And it was almost like I could just almost feel their energy of like, they wanted to come in, but they weren't, like, they don't even know really, like, they changed their mind, right? And then they would just turn around and leave. Or like I would hear someone outside my door and then they wouldn't come in, right? And then I'd get like an email or something, right? So like they couldn't, like, it's not like they couldn't come in my office, but like they couldn't come in my office. Okay. Don't bring that. I'm not available for that. Right. And then I'd have, sometimes I've had clients, or just, I don't know, whatever, just people not show up. Sometimes I just will set space and then I'm like, I don't think I'm going to show up to that event, or, I'm not available for this energy today. So I'm just going to do something else. So with the event in Colorado Springs on Sunday morning, I woke up, like I left the labyrinth. I got the best night's sleep, right? I did some major healing. It was like the best energy ever when I woke up. And I was actually a few minutes late, right? Anybody who knows me, But so I come in and then I noticed that there were like quite a few people not at the event. Like literally vendor booths, like vendors did not show up like at all. The entire venue, it was almost like there was a big glowing ball of golden sun energy just sitting in the middle of it. And it was just gorgeous. Like the energy was different, like the whole bit. And the healer next to me, and she's so amazing. I can't remember what her name is right now, but if you're ever in the area, she has a yoga studio and she's a shamanic healer. She's amazing. But she was just like, the weirdest thing happened. The girl on the other side of us, right? She had shown up and then all of a sudden uh, she was telling me she had gone to do a class and nobody showed up for the class. So she came back and within that, maybe like 10 minutes, the other healer had shown up, packed up all our stuff and just left. And we were like, okay. And then as we did, we had walked around the venue, we noticed that like a lot of vendors and readers here and there, more so vendors than readers, I will say, just didn't show up for Sunday. And I was like, and she shared with me that she had also done some shamanic healing and clearing work too, because Friday and Saturday were it wasn't just even that, like the way the readings were going was weird. It was the energy of the place was so heavy and just felt so, ugh, like I can't explain it. It was just such a dark energy. And when I was doing the healing on it that night at the labyrinth, and I saw the venue, I literally just saw the stuff just coming. I mean, it was literally like I dropped a healing bomb in the middle and anything that didn't resonate just exploded out. Like it was crazy to watch, but it was happening so fast. And I was in the meditative state. I mean, this labyrinth is amazing, by the way. But it's such a powerful energy that I don't like remember details necessarily of the healing part of it. I just remember for a few things because I was so like, whoa, like as I was watching, I was like, oh my gosh, this is so cool to like observe this. I've never seen it quite this powerful before. Or like this happened, like, I don't know, like every time I do this stuff and I have like an experience, like with the court cases and stuff, I'm always like, wow, really? Like, no, I didn't, and like, it's not a matter of, yes, I'm very powerful, but everybody is, right? Once you start tapping into this, and that's what this empowerment is about. And this is what I teach other people. It's not just like, oh, I'm this, all powerful psychic being or whatever. It's not coming from a place of narcissism or grandeur or anything like that. It's literally coming from a place of I've worked to make my connections and do my healing and embody myself, embody my love, and connect with intention and set space with intention. And I have really worked on my gifts. And like when I was going, I've had traumas happen, but I've also had like these really amazing healing spaces that I've been in. The esoteric school was at the Lima School, it was very powerful. And I'm more of a manifester, which I realize now I'm a human design 5-1 manifesting generator. But at the time, they called it magician. It was the Western. Like we learned how to manifest a mug. And that was like, it's one of the best. You want to see like how magical you are. This is such a cool thing to do. And my experience with it was just like, boom. It was great. But I wasn't really in touch with the mystical, right? And, sitting there and like meditating, and we would spend like Sundays, we'd go there and do work on property, and they called it karma yoga. And you would literally like be there for hours working in a group of people. And sometimes it would just be like, we'd be picking some lavender, we grew sage, working in the gardens. We had a giant, and then still on the property there, Blue Sky Ranch, they have this beautiful labyrinth. I may or may not have had some parts of creating that. It's so gorgeous. And they had like different themes, that, what's it called? The tree of life. Is that what it is? I don't know. I don't know if James watches these, but he would know. And it's I don't always get into all the things to remember, right? I just know what they are and how things work. Like I just, with the energy. But anyways, there's different things that you can go. It's very artistic, very creative. It's beautiful. But we would be there for hours in silence. Obviously, we can see how chatty I am. Silence, hours with a group of people. But it was great. And it was very powerful. Like it was so I learned a lot about being a mystic and the mystical side of me and bringing in those Eastern, I don't know what you call them, practices, the breathing where you're like, and then doing the nose and doing the cycle. And so I guess I do breath work. Now that I think about it, I mean, I have all the books. It's just I've been introduced to a new kind of breath work that I'm not as familiar with, but I think it's amazing. So yeah, so that school is amazing. And then I did go to the intuition school. And then I've been following Abraham Hicks for years. And for a while I was like every workshop, like I'd listen to everything they put out on, YouTube, the whole thing. Very, very much a part of my foundational journey, like when I first started. And then, life happens. And then I had some more trauma, and then it was really bad. The more recent, because it brought up all the stuff, right? All at once. And then it was like boom, boom, boom. And so then I started another hero's journey, and I got in touch with all this again. And now I helping other people do it as well. So you can do it. And that's what today's about. Okay. That's a lot. If you guys have questions, because I don't remember everything that I covered before the laptop died. If you guys have questions about setting space or want to know more about it, or like even do it as like a group, or I would suggest practicing it and see what happens. Like you practice it yourself and see what happens, because it's super fun. Like, and if you don't think anything changed the first time you do it, keep doing it, because 100% like this stuff works. And it's really amazing. It's one of those things where you're just like, well, I mean, I didn't know. Maybe they're sick. I don't know. Like, maybe they just aren't here. I just said, when you see those memes and it's like, oh, I saged the place. And then like, yeah, it's like that. So it's basically you saging. Okay, so what we're going to do is, okay, let me drop into the heart real quick. So let's drop into the heart and take a couple of breaths. I'm going to feel out the, oh my goodness, I feel like everybody needs like a coffee and a hug, or like if you don't drink coffee, like a kombucha, or like a water, but something a little bit more, like a little like, it's okay, like you did so good at releasing, like just rest, right? Like just rest. Maybe we should have a rest day. I feel like everyone just needs kind of like a hug, like a pep talk, like you've got this, like cry it out kind of thing, right? I've been, going through a little bit of the stuff too. So one second. Okay. All right. So what I'm going to do is we're going to do an empowerment. Let me look at my notes. Yes. Okay. So we're going to do this first. So rose gold, sphere around you, in your heart space. Breathe, drink some water. You've got this. I know it's only been a few days, but like I already know that you're changing. Like you're doing it, right? Like I said, publicly, privately, it doesn't matter. Just do it. Just start. You can start today, right? I'm sorry, I don't know how to turn the messenger sound off while this is going. I guess I just turn notifications off. I'll do that next time. Okay, so I'm gonna just run a few of the sacred soul alignments for empowerment, and then I'm gonna I'm gonna do the the little journey that goes with it. A lot of time this is used, you can use this like in a it can be used in a hypnosis state, because I do that as well, but I I really like working, and that's what I like the QRE program, because it really mixes these different techniques in with the spiritual modalities, and I really am just creating these I don't know, classes, programs. I really sit down and go, okay, what's needed right now, right? And I literally will pull here, I'll pull here. I mean, you can see like I pulled alignments. I have the journey, I have the intentions, like I have the different things set up, and then I figure out like, what order do we want to put them in? Do we want to include just a few of these? Like, what is it we need for highest and best good for the energy that we want at this time? So today with empowerment, um, I was really drawn to, some of the love series, right? For personal growth, expansion, self love, empowerment. Okay. Because that's what this is about. And like I said, I think everyone needs a warm hug. I know I could use one right now. So the first alignment I'm going to run, and we ran this a couple days ago, is the heart brain. And this alignment will activate and amplify the 40,000 neurons in the heart. And I'm reading the blurb from Alicia Hartzell. We always give credit to the creator, right? Thank you, thank you, thank you. This will activate and amplify the 40,000 neurons in the heart, so we are deeply connected to and can easily tap into the heart-brain power that is available to us at any time. This alignment helps us to easily be in our heart, live from our heart, and connect with the heart when interacting with others, helping you make choices and decisions that are in alignment with your soul purpose and your soul path, right? Okay. And then we're going to run the activate your magnetism. And this will activate your innate magnetism so authentic confidence can flow through you. This combination will magnetize people to you, not just romantic soulmates, but other kindred spirits such as loving, supportive friends, ideal clients, and perfect business partners. And then I'm going to bring in, okay, hold on, let me do this real quick. For live or on replay. Okay. I'm also going to run claiming your voice, work magic on your throat chakra. It will also clear the traumas, emotions, and beliefs that have accumulated there, causing you to lose your voice in any area of your life or work. This alignment will activate your throat chakra so you can speak up and stand up for yourself and what you believe in a way that supports your highest good. Run this now. Now I'm going to run Love Yourself Fully. This will clear hundreds of beliefs and feelings around unworthiness and self-rejection, replacing this with unconditional love from Creator. It also releases embedded fears, guilt, and shame that block you from fully understanding and accepting that you are a being of worthy and unconditional love from yourself and others. So even though this is a release alignment as well, it's a bringing in, right? We're bringing in all that love back in, that golden sun is coming back into you of your pure highest light, rose gold energy, and filling you up and all the places being released because we're releasing the layers, right? There we go. Okay, now I start feeling you guys are brightening up a little bit, or at least whoever I'm seeing is brightening up, right? Okay, so we're going to do an Own Your Sparkle and the Rose alignment. And we'll run these ones together. The Own Your Sparkle alignment will align you with your inner sparkle. You will start to become increasingly aware of your unique gifts, skills, and talents, and feel deep appreciation for them as you find ways to joyfully share them with the world. This alignment also illuminates the sacred symbol of the fruit of life in the sacred geometry. Okay, so if you follow the sacred geometry, this would resonate with you. The rose alignment will immerse you in the beautiful high vibration energies of the rose. This alignment will gently lift your spirits, bring you comfort, and help relieve depression, anger, grief, fear, nervous tension, and stress. I'll run this now for everybody live, replay, anytime, and timeline. Divine Love and Light. Okay, so just remember you can run it. See, feel, or imagine how you see the energy coming in. I would say kind of dropping in clockwise. For some reason, I keep seeing these big, giant, like pink red hearts dropping in through the crown and just kind of dropping into the heart chakra and then expanding out, which is really interesting because, to my recollection or my knowledge, like I've never really seen the energies dropping in like this, but it's really cool to see it. Like everybody's getting their own heart filled with all these like beautiful high vibration love, self-love, empowering energies, right? And I saw this the other day. So we're also going to run Awakening the Heart and Expanding Self-Love and Self-Worth. So the Awakening the Heart alignment will clear the places you have locked and guarded your heart. Okay, sorry. Where you've locked and guarded your heart, giving you the feelings, beliefs, and knowing that it is safe to awaken your heart. This alignment will also give you the divine intuition you need to know who to awaken and open your heart to. The Expanding Self-Love and Self-Worth. This alignment will expand your capacity to feel and create more self-love and self-worth as it clears the limited and negative beliefs that hold you back from loving yourself and protecting yourself with healthy emotional boundaries. This alignment brings in the true definition of emotional boundaries from Creator's perspective. It energetically strengthens your personal boundaries and brings in the energy of permission to put yourself and your own needs first. This is literally one of my favorite alignments. So it's expanding self-love and self-worth, and I'm running it with Awakening the Heart. Let's bring these two alignments in now. Wow, it's like I see everybody just kind of setting their circle, setting their space, setting my circle, expanding it out. You can do your body of glass, your dome. You can practice setting your space for just you, setting it for high vibration, only positive. When I set space, I really work on the reframing instead of saying keep all the negative energy out. I mean, you can, but I would say I only want positive, highest vibration, my highest and best good to be in the space that I'm going to enter. And I'll say very positive. I always say what my intentions are. So yes, you can clear out. That's what we usually do, right? We clear, we release, we get rid of, but then we reframe and we bring in and set the intention for all the things that we want in that wording, right? Because you're telling your subconscious, you're consciously, right, telling your subconscious that these are the things you want and that's what it cares, right? And so that's what it's putting out to the universe. That's what it's putting out there and making those connections. And I'm also going to run a couple alignments. You can accept these if you'd like. They don't resonate, that's fine as well. There's one that I'm running with Mary Magdalene. In this alignment, Mary Magdalene will step forward to bring you all of her gifts so you can heal all that is wounded within in your divine feminine. So Mary Magdalene is a radiant, transcendental, heavenly mother. She personifies the high priestess, the divine feminine, and the sacred sexuality. Her energy is gentle yet powerful, loving yet protective and strong. She has unconditional love and compassion, and she has also infinite power, strength, and courage. This alignment also activates the full power of your divine feminine and sacred sexuality as it unlocks the mysteries and activates the frequencies of the high priestess, allowing you to reclaim the energies of the ancient feminine magic and transformation. It's like I just thought everybody like as if your friend walks up and comes and like links arms with you and you're like, hey girl, let's go, right? So interesting. Okay. So I'm also going to run a rhodochrosite, which is a crystal alignment, and it brings about emotional healing, self-love, and compassion. It aids in self-healing, particularly the heart healing. This alignment will heal heartbreak and heartache and emotional trauma, strengthen your ability to embody more self-love and compassion, connect you with your inner courage, and align you with love. It will clear and balance your nervous system. So it's very beneficial for those holding on to trauma, and it helps activate and open your heart and solar plexus, right? I love rhodochrosite too. It's just such, especially if you love crystals, it has this just, it's almost like it's a different energy than rose quartz, but it's still that like, it's like a softer, I don't know if it's softer. Anyways, you just have to feel it out. But it is just a really great energy to have. I just feel like I'm in a container, or not container. I'm in a space of just like this really beautiful love. So like if I have it, usually at my house I have it with rose quartz to amplify, and it just really sets the space for such amazing self love and compassion, right? And really just I just feel stronger with it. Like I'm more courageous in my love space, and being who I am, embodying who I am, and sharing who I am, right? So if that resonates with you, you can work with those crystals as well. Okay, so those are the alignments that I'm running as I'm bringing in. And what we're going to do is I am going to um, run through the empowerment journey, right? And as we're doing this, I'm also bringing in what's called the Sacred Light Intention Download. And what this does, it is a Sacred Light tool activation. I'm not quite sure what word she uses for it. Her and Kimberly Carlson, this is part of the Sacred Light. It was originally called the Sacred Light Foundations. But when they do the sacred classes, they co-teach, and there's so many. The energy is a whole different level. The Sacred Light journeys are like, whoa! Like you can't do these right away with everybody. It's a lot of energy. So what I'm going to do is run the Sacred Light intention energy to really ground and embody this empowerment journey in, right? So we're just going to go ahead and settle. Just going to breathe. Just take some breaths. I'm even kind of just, clearing some of the energy from the alignments we brought in, just what is ready to release and let go. I'm just going to relax. Just really set in your space again. Drop into your heart. See your connections with the heart of Gaia, the gold, the iridescent light from Heart of Creator, connection with your higher self. You can even invite your higher self to come and embody. You can embody your higher self during this journey. You can keep your eyes closed if you'd like. You can lie down. You can sit. If you're in a car, obviously, as I have mentioned before, I would not recommend going into a meditative state, although you can listen to this. If you're, doing something, by all means, you can have it playing. I have things playing all the time. just relax into it, listen to the words. And then when you get a chance to settle in it, maybe before bed, you can play it again and, you know, re-listen, embody a little more, empower yourself a little bit more, right? Just breathe. And just in your mind's eye, or however you see, feel, or imagine the healings and the energies coming in, all the alignments that we just brought in for self-love. Just see the self-love growing and expanding, your compassion growing and expanding. And this is compassion for you. Let's be selfish, and just do all for you right now. All the love, all the growth, all the energy you've been given back or you've been giving out, just bring it back in. Take back control of you, right? You are who you can control, nothing else. That's the simple truth. And that's okay. Because by being in your space, you can control who you're around, what you think, what you say, how you react, how you feel. And for those that don't feel like they're quite there yet, you can get there, right? You can have control of your reactions. You can change your thoughts. You can start changing how you feel. You can start releasing and healing the trauma and really taking control of your love and your life again. And as you do that, you empower yourself and then you empower those around you to do it for themselves too. It's really your job, your path to heal yourself first, to always heal yourself, to put yourself first, to be selfish about your healing and about your love. And then everything else will fall into place. Everyone else finds their healer. Everyone else will be okay. You can give yourself permission to be selfish. You can give yourself permission to commit to your healing, to your heart space, and to your love, to celebrating you without guilt. Okay. So I'm holding space as we do this journey. So we're going to start. It is time now to open your mind up to endless possibilities right now. You have become a blank slate. Notice the openness, the space you have to receive and to believe all of the messages now that are coming through to you. Knowing now that anything you desire is possible for you. Anyone you want to be, anything you want to do, anything you want to have. Knowing now that it is all possible for you in this space and in this time. Realizing that the simple fact that you are here now, in this body, in this mind, is miraculous. All of the things that had to line up in order for you to be here in this peaceful moment have lined up. Feel the absolute power in that. Feel the absolute worthiness in that. Feel the absolute power inside of you. The absolute worthiness inside of you. Allowing your unconscious mind to guide you now, to envision the life you desire. Release any thought of lack. Let go of any thought of how will I make what I want happen. And just let your intuition flow as you begin now to imagine your dream life. A white room, white walls, white above you, and white below you. All that is in this expansive, giant, empty white room is you. And you have the power to create whatever you desire. In this room, you hold all the power. The only opinion that matters is that of your highest self. And you feel his energy filling the room. You feel the excitement reverberating off the walls. You feel that excitement of hers building you. And as it courses through your body and it shifts into a feeling of total and complete power. With her belief or his belief in you, you know now that you can do anything, that you can have anything, that you can be anyone. In this empty room, this blank slate, you hear your own voice repeating, I am magic. I am magic. I am magic. I have the power to create what I desire. The power to declare what I deserve. I have the power to be, do, have, and say all that is in my heart. Feel in your mind as your feet are rooted to the ground, standing strong and firm, and notice as a bright white light comes from above you, the bright, loving, protective light of the universe, your connection with the heart of Creator, your God, your divine source. And it flows through your body, lighting up all of your senses. This iridescent light is shooting through the bottoms of your feet, through the ground, into the core of the earth, and reconnecting with the heart of Gaia, and really anchoring and rooting into that golden energy. Knowing now that you are connected to the stability of the earth and the expansiveness of the universal energy, allowing this to make you feel safe, protected, empowered, and now using this innate power right now in this empty white room, allow your unconscious mind to begin to fill it with what you want to create in your reality. I'm going to say a few intentions, and you can repeat them if you like. I know how to see and understand my own divinity. I am worthy, deserving, and able to communicate with my higher self. I am worthy and deserving and able to communicate with my guides. I am worthy, deserving, and able to communicate with Source. I know how to hold more and more light in my body. I know how to live from my heart. I know what it feels like to be seen, heard, known, and understood. I know what it feels like to express myself. I know what it feels like to understand my purpose. I know what it feels like to take inspired action. I know what it feels like to be in my power. I know what freedom feels like. I know what it feels like to have and keep healthy boundaries. I know what it feels like to say no in a healthy way. I know how to hear and speak my truth. I know how to express myself with clear intent. I know how to live an authentic life. And as you stand here in this space that reflects your new reality, that reflects the potential of your power, notice as these intentions and these feelings fill your body. I'm going to be quiet a moment, and you can bring in your own personal intentions and feel how this feels, and let this fill up your space in your body and expand into the spaces that you have created throughout this past hour or so. And I'll repeat as you stand here in this space that reflects your new reality, that reflects the potential of your power. Notice as this feeling fills your body, it's filling the space. A feeling of gratitude, of confidence, of empowerment. Remembering now that the universe is infinite and that you are so connected to the universe and your power is infinite. Asking your subconscious to now rid your mind of can't and turn all of your thoughts towards yes, yes, yes. And I am magic. I am magic. I am magic. Turning all your thoughts to the intense, immeasurable power that is within you now and always. Taking a deep breath, a deep, deep, empowered breath, that belly breath. Set all these intentions, all this empowerment, all this love, sacred light intentions. While we're in this space, I'm going to run the flush activation, the purification, the cleanse and protect, and spiritual detox. And these are the staples we run when we do this intense healing. So you can process. I can feel some stuck energy happening. Just let things process with the purification. Just let anything that doesn't resonate with you and what you want and the intentions and the empowerment you're embodying, release. Just let it go. You can take the long stem roses and run them through your body, run them through your energy space, and pick up all the stuff, all the gucky stuff, right? All the sticky stuff that you don't want in there anymore. Just grab a bunch of roses, get them all. Grab a bunch of sticky roses, just get all that stuff off of you. Just get it out. I'm just going to throw the roses over the ocean, over a mountain, wherever you'd like. Throw out your window in the yard, explode them. They're gone. All that energy's gone now. We're going to picture a beautiful rose gold, golden sun above your head with your name written on it, just yours. We're going to call back all your beautiful, magical, amazing energy, just full of love and light and healing. It's all yours. Just going to pour it like a pitcher of water, filling you up into the crown, all the way to the feet. Just fill you up till it overflows back out like a fountain and surrounds you and just fills up your rose gold bubble, your sphere that you've created for yourself. It fills up the space. If you were in a room or if you practice any of the tools that we used earlier, really filling up the space that you're creating, the boundaries that you've been setting for yourself. All this energy is overflowing. It's just yours. It's just your name on it. It's just your rose gold sphere, just your light. I want to thank you for showing up for yourself. And I invite you to thank yourself, and I encourage you to thank yourself every day. Honor yourself and love yourself for doing this for you. You are amazing. And now, while we're using the roses, so we're talking about setting space. Another thing you can do is just go ahead, and we're going to do this as a group. Whoever's listening live or on the replay, is just set a rose in front of you. And then you can have the intention to set a rose for everybody in the group, myself included, right? Your rose is in front of you, the other roses are on the outside. And what you're going to do is you're going to call back all your energy. And you're going to call just your energy back into your rose, right? I'm sitting right in front of your long stem rose. It doesn't matter what color, it can be your favorite color, it can be multicolored. You're just going to call all of your energy back into this rose. And I'm doing this to my rose, and everybody that's listening to this will be doing it to theirs. And then you're just going to take any energy that's not yours, that you may have picked up or shared or maybe held space for, been empathic. A lot of us, tend to do that without realizing it. We're just going to give everybody back their energy, right, into their rose. So I'm calling back all of my energy from everybody in this class, in the healing, all time and space. Calling back all of just my energy, and I'm giving back anyone else's energy that wants to receive it back into their rose, not into my space, not into your space. You're not embodying this. It goes into the rose, right? So if we're all standing in a circle now, we all have our roses in front of us, and everybody gets their energy back. And then just imagine a ring above the rose. Now, see it kind of incomplete, a crack, a chunk missing. Everybody has a ring. What you're going to do is you're just going to put the circles complete, right? So everybody just completes their own ring, drops it in the rose. You can imagine a phone or communication, the live stream ending, however you want to just hang up the phone, disconnect from the collective. We're to drop that intention into the rose as well. All right, we're to disconnect from everybody involved in the healing. You can disconnect from the collective as a whole. Get ready for, the end of your day, the end of this space, the end of this time, anytime that you do this. And we're doing it now in real time, so we're really doing this. So as we're disconnecting from the collective, from each other, and from this healing space, and really embodying our own energy, and calling back our energy from everybody else, into the roses, right? Not into ourselves, into the roses. We're going to take these long stem roses, and we're just going to go ahead and do it again. You just throw them out, explode them, and they're gone. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes, set the space. Everyone's grounded in. All the healings, the intentions have been set and grounded into your cells, your body, your DNA, your 12-dimensional grid system, all separately, all individualized, all for you. And I encourage you to, as always, drink some water. And it's interesting with this one, with the releasing, as we did the past couple of days has been about releasing, and that's intense as well. I will say that empowering yourself and being and committing to being in your empowerment can also be intense. I don't know, the word intense is kind of loaded, but it can also be a lot. And so just really have ease and grace with yourself. Do your self-care, celebrate yourself, do something just for you, especially with the weekend and the nice weather, if you're having that in your area. We will have the speaking event tomorrow. I encourage you to attend that as well and hear other people's stories with PTSD Awareness Month, and people that are doing different modalities, are doing different things, have different healing journeys and different stories, and really try to get some rest tonight as well. So I will be at my healing and reading event tomorrow, and then I will drop into the speaking event. And my speaking event, I encourage you to watch all the speakers, honestly, to expand your network. However, and be inspired by other stories, because another person might resonate with you, and what they're offering might resonate with you. And everyone that attends the speaking event will be getting will be gifted something from each speaker. And so it'll be all something different, right? So that's kind of fun as well, too, because we all love free healings, right? Or free stuff. And to be inspired. So go ahead. And mine is at 3:15. That's what I'm sorry. That's what I'm going to say. Mine's at 3:15 Central Time. And then it's 30, each speaker has 30 minutes. And then I think it's like a 10, 15-minute Q&A. And then I'm at the healing event for the rest of the evening. And then Sunday morning, Sunday morning, I will be doing a morning meditation. I have it scheduled for 9 Central Time. I think I'm still in Central Time Zone. I'm not really sure. Actually, I should probably check. So to make sure that my times are aligning correctly. And then Monday, we will be doing some inner child work. That'll be bonus day Monday. I'm not quite sure. It'll probably be at 6 again. Since most of them been at 6 in the evening, I want to stay consistent. I just need to see how I feel after doing 2 days back to back of healing, plus doing these classes and traveling. And I absolutely want to make sure that I'm honoring myself and my self-care and my my energy space, and setting my boundaries for what I'm, not that I'm not giving too much because I don't want to get sick. And I'm really glad that my voice has been recovering. So we'll see how that goes. So Monday is going to be play it by ear. I may just send out another meditation, and then do the inner child work on Tuesday. So I will keep everyone updated in the next few days. Okay, so I will see everyone tomorrow at the event that wants to attend. And I'm pretty sure as long as you register, I think they're going to be sending the link. So if you can't attend the event, or you want to see, hear all the speakers, but you can only catch one or two, like whatever it is, things happen. It's in the middle of a Saturday, right? As long as you register, and I have it posted on my page as well, but as long as you register, you should be able to get all the links to be able to get the replays and the gifts and all the things. Excuse me. So make sure you register, even if you can't attend the entire event, or if you're interested in listening to it a little bit later. So, all right, well, have a great night. I'm going to rest and drink some water and soak in some salt. Thank you for being here, and much love to everybody. Bye for now.